Hi quilters! Thank you so much for having us. I'm Aline.
I'm Natasha.
And we are teaching you today something very special, a design that's super easy and you can use in a lot of ways. So let's get started in this study.
Okay, so here we have an iron pad and some borders. We're going to do a straight line quilting design, and it's going to be a version of that but in this border.
The reason you want to practice this first in a border is because we are teaching the very easy beginner 101 free motion straight line here. So you want to practice this in a border first. Do that and you will see that you will gain confidence much faster.
Okay, so the design we're going to do here is high voltage, is the name we gave to it.
We like to name our designs so you can relate that to something visual, and we are also using our original studying quilting board here. So please use the method that you seem to be
more comfortable,
more comfortable or adequate to you.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So we'll start by doing a straight diagonal line over here. Of course, we're going to start here at the machine, and then we will, continue doing that. But the great thing here is that not every line has to be perfectly the same. You can do smaller one, tall one, and you can go
the space does not have to be even, and not the height of the line. So you can do whatever it is comfortable for your movement. So that's important that you practice. That's the importance to practice this design before you ever try any free motion straight line design before, because with this exercise you will gain the movement that is natural for your body, so you can work from comfort zone.
Yes. So we're just going to continue doing these different straight dish lines. You see that they don't have to be perfect straight, so it is free motion quilting and they will not be perfectly straight,
and that's okay, because if your straight lines get wonky, you will have a wonky design, because it will be the same wonkiness all over your border, so you don't have to stress out about it.
Okay, so here at the corner, something that is very easy for beginners to do, this change of direction of the border.
In this little corner here,
yes,
that
this
is
corner here,
often very difficult.
Yes, so one thing that is very easy to do this corner turnaround is just to have here the same allowance of the patchwork, the piece in here, and we come with our straight line over here, and then we just get started all over again at this direction.
In that way we eliminate the corner. We have no corners in that way. We have one border here and one border here, so it makes a lot more easier for you to turn around the design, and you can move around your quilt very easily.
Yeah, so now we're going to the machine and do the quilting.
So the very first thing you want to do is to bring your bobbin thread up so you can do a little lock stitch here. We do like a backtrack, so we lock the stitches here. It's a very simple way to do this, and it's ready to go. So Now what you want to make sure is that your hands are very comfortable. We are using gardening gloves to make that extra grip to the quilt, so we can move it easily. And then you will just, make yourself comfortable and do your first line. When you need to stop, you can reposition your hand, you can reposition your quilt sandwich. You don't have to be any nervous about anything. So if you just maybe you do this wonky or a little trembled, that's not a problem at all. Just keep it going. So we're making another one, and if you cannot touch this portion of the fabric, so you cannot bring your quilting till that point, you can start earlier. You can you can stop before you reach that point. You don't have to nail it at first. So now we're making smaller ones and bigger ones, and smaller ones again. Remember, every time you reach a point, whenever it is on the outside of the border or like in this inside here, you can always stop your quilting, you can stop your machine, and you can reposition your hand and adjust yourself into this quilting. You'll see when it starts to come together, it is very cute, and you can use this motion in a lot of designs after you teach yourself how to do straight lines. I find that for me, doing this movement kind of vertically is easier, but you can try in another directions and see how it goes for you. So here is the seam allowance that we talked earlier. So I will just make this quilting like if this was not a corner, like if this sashing stopped here. Let's do it. Yes. So now I'm like this, and I will turn my quilt so I can be very comfortable making vertical lines, which I find easier. You don't have to stitch in the ditch here, but you can if you want to. I will not. I will do some on the horizontal here. For the sake of practice, because I know I'm better in the other way. So when I reach the outside of this quilt here, the nearly the outside, I will make another lock and it will be ready. If I wanted to continue this quilt, I will stop here and transition to this other border and make this and go on and go on. So let's see if this quilt is beautiful as I think it is.
So you can do this straight line quilting. Free motion quilting is not going to be perfect straight, but it will do the trick. You don't have to be so crazy about it. It gets a beautiful look.
And you can translate this into this kind of design after you manage yourself to learn the movement of straight lines. And like in this exercise, you don't have to go on each side of the border, because we have here some randomness that really helps someone that is in the very beginning of free motion quilting, but you build the skill to make this. So after you practice this, remember to practice in your method like we practice on our board, and then you go to the machine. So after you practice this on the machine a few times, you will be ready to make this kind of quilting and use this in several shapes, like, you know, squares, triangles, lozenges, and every block shape that you have. And you can even make more intricate designs, combining this free motion quilting with rulers, or even make aligned organizational filler. You can do a lot with this design. It's a very builder skill practice that you will not
regret
to learn. So thank you very much for having us share our love of quilting with you. Thank you so much for joining us and for watching this video. We hope we'll see you next time. Remember, I'm Aline.
And I'm Natasha.
Thank you. Bye, quilters.